Hello, good morning. Yeah, let's just see how this works out. I got like a crazy up at night, helping out with the baby. It's yeah, it's just it can be so horrible. Oh my god, the worst thing is like just being. You don't necessarily feel like tired, like you don't feel sleepy. It's just the lack of sleep makes your brain not function. So I'm having a hard time like finding words in English, and just reasoning, like take stuff in. And I'm doing a presentation today at work, so yeah. Glad it's quite laid back, but yeah. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so we were looking at the pattern for. So when we have these states, and in this case we have the Excalidraw states, and there's quite a few of them. And then we have a piece of UI, and sometimes, as we can see here, we map over the states and we produce some piece of UI. But sometimes that UI is way more complex. Within the UI, you might have different styling, different content, and so on. And what would you do then? So the way the pattern I kind of discovered, I don't know if I actually finalized the discovery, but the point is that when we render Excalidraw, we are only rendering a subset of the states. We're not looking at all the states of Excalidraw. There are only certain states we actually want to render Excalidraw. And that's currently when we're loaded, edit clipboard, syncing dirty. And let's add, when we're focused, we want to render Excalidraw. When we are focused dirty, we want to render Excalidraw. When we are unfocused, we also want to render Excalidraw. And when we're unfocused dirty, we also want to render Excalidraw. And the reason it gives an error now is because it doesn't match the expected substate. So this is the render Excalidraw context. And it basically says that, okay, when it's loaded, edit clipboard, syncing dirty, that ensures that I have access to the state I need. But let's add focused. I just love the typing here. It's such a joy. So unfocused and unfocused dirty. Okay, so this is the render Excalidraw context. Like, what states do we actually render Excalidraw? And now this one should be happy, which it is, but this one's not happy anymore because we are mapping over the render Excalidraw context. And this is where I was a little bit confused and hand wavy. Like, how do we actually map over a subset of states? Because if we point to Excalidraw map, it requires you to deal with all the states. Oops. But we only want to deal with the subset. And the cool thing is that everything's built up by these 3 helper functions that runs underneath. So what we can do, we can just map over the subcontext instead, and then it will infer, okay, let's go and deal with actually these subset of states. And so what I do is that I create these variants. So these are the variants of the UI. And then we have to map those variants to the specific states or substates. So we have like default, then we don't have any styling on the button, and we show the clipboard icon. If it's active, meaning like you've clicked it, it becomes, gets a color, and it's still the same icon. But when it's loading, it has an opacity, and we show the spinner. So, and the lovely thing about this now is that first it yelled at us because we weren't mapping all the states. So then we ensured that, and then it started yelling at us because we didn't actually deal with all the mapped states in our render Excalidraw subset. And when we added that, the the variants started yelling at us because we weren't actually dealing with all the variants in the subset. Like this is pretty amazing in my mind. And if we were to do something wrong here, like if one of these states didn't have, for example, data, it would also yell. It would say that, okay, focus doesn't match what's needed in render Excalidraw. Or well, it would yell here. It would say, okay, data is not available in all the states. I would have to check that. But anyways, so when we're focused, I think we want the loading indicator, because what it does when it's focused is that it's going and grabbing the updated data from the database. And the same goes with this one. And unfocused, we always want to do the loading. Like it's getting up to speed. So I think we should have the loading indicator there. So that's happy. And then we have this, what's this? Yeah, probably something I tested. Yes, so here we have the Excalidraw canvas. Here we have the copy to clipboard. And the thing is, we don't always want to be able to copy to the clipboard, so we can actually say variant on click here as well. And then we say copy clipboard, copy to clipboard. And we say on click. By default, we want to be able to copy to the clipboard. When we are active, we don't really want that. And when we're loading, we definitely don't want that. And since this is like undefined now, this should be okay. Oh, I thought it would kind of resolve it to undefined. Okay, but then let's just be explicit then. On click would be undefined, and on click would be undefined. Cool. Okay, so to me, like looking at this code, I'm kind of in love with this. Look at this. Like we're saying exactly what we're doing in the difference, and there's so many states of the actual Excalidraw here, which is really fascinating. And then we're perfectly explicit about what we do in each state, and then we create this subset of rendering where we're completely explicit about, okay, what variants of this UI do we have, which of the variants do we use in the different states, and then we actually render it. You can imagine the mess of ternary expressions. Yeah, I love this. Too bad nobody's watching. Let's see. Okay. Cool. So now we actually have this in place, and I think we're actually ready to start testing this now. Because so we have all our tests here, actually checking all the things. And I guess there's one thing we haven't done yet. It's when we're unfocused dirty. Yeah, so we haven't fixed that yet. So we want to move Excalidraw into a read-only mode. When when we are when we are focused dirty, unfocused, and unfocused dirty, I think we want to move into read-only mode. Let's try that. Let's try it. So what we can do here is we need to expose. Yeah, another thing we need to do is that whenever I save, like when we create an image now, I create Excalidraw image, it actually takes all the elements, even the deleted ones, so it looks like shit, the images, so I have to fix that. But anyways, let's first add this read only, and that should be when the context state. You know what, we could do, this is so interesting, map context. Let's well, we can just go through the states. When it's dirty, we don't want read only. Let's edit, we don't want read only. Edit clipboard, don't want read only. When we're focused, we want read only. When we're focused dirty, we want read only. When we load it, nope. When we're syncing, nope. Syncing dirty, nope. Unfocused, yup. And unfocused dirty, yup. So maybe we can structure this a little bit, make it a little bit more readable. So we say these are the states where we actually want it to be true. This is amazing. Look at this. Have you ever seen code like this? I haven't. I can't believe how this is fascinating. This is truly fascinating. Okay, so we have read only. And then we need to, we actually had read only here at some point. Let's reintroduce it. And I think it has, oh yeah, we have to look at Excalidraw. Oh, my brain. Isn't there a read-only thing here? Oh. Yeah, it's called view mode. View mode enabled? Yeah. Okay, so let's try that. View mode enabled is when we have read only. Oh, sorry. Yeah, read only. And then because of the typing here, we have to, where did I put, there we go. Okay. Another thing I also have to fix is adding like a flex wrapper to the dashboard. We can do that right away. So we have the actual dashboard. We have the list there. Yeah, I guess the list is the one that's flexing. Flex wrap. Okay, let's take a look at this. Localhost 3000. No, why aren't you flex wrapping? Oh, create new Excalidraw. Oops. I'm supposed to do, oh my god, do this on the list. Like that. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so let's, I guess, how are we going to test this? So loading, dirty, syncing. Okay, so if I move away now and move back, oh, this is amazing. Look at this. Okay, so I was unfocused. And this is interesting. I'm getting like 3 blur things. What's cool about that is that it doesn't matter if I get 3 events. Like, this is one of the powers of a state machine. Is like, for example, if you create a drag and drop, for example, you don't have to add and remove like the on move listener depending on what state you're in the drag interaction. You just have an on move, and it just fires off. It dispatches moving all the time. But then it depends on the state of the machine, what it does with that move dispatch, right? That's such a better way to deal with it. And like when you click down, then you add the move listener, and then like on up, you remove the move listener. Like, you don't have to do any of that. You just listen all the time, and then you just do move into different states. Okay, so I do wonder why the focus does trigger 3 times. Is it the browser doing that, or is it something I do? Anyways, the point is that it actually worked. So I'm got a loading success here. So it did load it again. I got the new stuff. And I guess what we could try, if I'm like fast enough here, I only got 1 second. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so now I'm focused. This is interesting. Now I'm focused dirty. Like, remember, we haven't tried anything yet. We've only written tests and implemented. This is the first time we actually try this. And now you see it's focused dirty. And the thing is, I haven't implemented the UI for dealing with that state yet. And as we talked about, we want a UI where it gives like a pop-up which says, do you want to continue with what you have? Or do you want to actually update from the server? This is freaking amazing. This is simply the most awesome. I never coded like this before with this level of confidence. Remember that we didn't do anything, something simple here. We were actually using the visibility change API to move the application into possibly 4 different states. One being unfocused, and then becoming focused after that, where it gets the data from the server and then moves into edit. Or you would have a dirty unfocus, which means that you made a change locally that's not on the server. So when you get back into a focused dirty state, we want to ask you, do you want to continue with your local changes, or do you want to update from the server? And we wrote tests for it to ensure that we actually transitioned into the correct states. Then we updated the UI to make sure that we actually deal with the different states. And now it just worked, which is really cool. Really, really cool. I like the typical flow here for me would be like, I would probably never get this right. Like, I would test like the specific states I was implementing for, adding ternary expressions in the UI to point to that specific thing. And yeah, I'm super excited to share this piece of code. I'm going to share it after we push this in, because now it's at like a really good state. I added to the README of React states, I think. Anyways, so what do we want to do first? We want to show that message. The question is, how do we show that message? I guess we should really have like a model. What I do wonder though, yeah, as you can see, we're also in the read-only state, so we can't change anything now. This is so cool. Okay, let's see. We need a model. And I guess we can use radix for this. Radix. So we need a model popover, or like, do they have models? Is it called dialog? Yeah. Okay, so let's add this. So where do we want this to show? We want this to be, oh my god, this is just amazing. Amazing. Okay, so we want this to show on the the focus dirty state. That's when we like get back into focus, but yeah, it's dirty. So we can, like, there's only one specific state this popover is going to show. So I think we can be just very explicit about this, because there are two ways to like map the context. Either you like map every single thing, and that just ensures that whenever a new state is introduced, you also have to make a stand, like how do I want to deal with this new state, which is really good. But sometimes there's a very specific state that you want to do something, and that's the case now. Like we only want, I think we can actually, no, we're passing in the, when the state is focus dirty, then we want to actually have this dialogue. Yeah, and there's no styling here. God damn it. Okay, so let's just put it, let's just do true here for now, just so that we can see it and style it. Oh. And then we'll actually hide it behind the state. Oh, did something bad happen? Maximum call stack size exceeded? You kidding? What did I do after adding the dialogue? Or did I do something, yeah, in the dialogue trigger? Ooh. Okay. What's happening here? In the dialogue trigger component? Maximum call stack size. This is weird. This is super weird. This is where I get into problems. It's adding a freaking npm package. Radix. I was thinking maybe I'd use a different version of React, but that's not it. Well, it could be. React dialog. Oh. This is kind of hard to figure out. Okay, I have no idea what's happening here. I think we just have to create our own thing. I don't have time for looking into this. Let's see, Radix. Bootstrap. What's it called? React dialog. Model true, model false. God damn it. root open false. Oh, true. I don't understand this. What the hell is happening? Create context? What am I supposed to do with this? But this is like, this isn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. No. Okay, I'm not in the mood for this at all. This is why I hate working with UIs. Like, you can't do everything, and I'm not good at dealing with UIs, but the problem is that it's so much more rewarding to work with state, because when you build something and you do it properly, it works. Like, and you get that really good feeling. But when you work with UIs, you just have all these fucking annoying, weird things that just blocks you from doing the right thing. Like this shitty... I'm just adding the freaking thing. I have no idea where to go from here. Like, what? God. Maybe I can just stare at the error. Let's stare at it and see if it goes away. Promise then. Load Excalidraw. So we're loading success. Well, it's basically when it renders. It tries to render this thing here, and then it just completely breaks. Why does it break? Is there some trick to using it, or? Does it need like a... No. Yeah, it's just broken. It doesn't work. Damn it. So I can't... Why can't I? Are there any issues on this? And when I go to GitHub... Well, it is an alpha. GitHub. Oh, they're on Discord. Maybe I can go to Discord. Let's try that. Oh, sorry. That was confusing. Discord is just magic. There's some really amazing designers there. Welcome, help. I am using the Radix, what's it called? Discord. Which version of React do we have? Maybe I need to update my React version. No. With React. Maybe it only supports. I can't believe we're stuck on this. Okay, let's see if anyone can help us, and then let's fix the other thing where we have the create Excalidraw thing. Create Excalidraw image. Yeah, and I think we're actually going to implement this inside the create Excalidraw image. So for production, create Excalidraw image, we are going to, let's see, I'm just going to look at the elements first because I can't remember a property name. Oh, I can't do that, but I can do this. Okay, like I don't want to battle UI now. I'm not in the mood for that at all. So if we can't get an answer on this immediately, there we go. We fix that. Yeah, if we can't get help on this immediately, I'm going to stop the stream, and then we're going to dive back into this when someone answers me on this. If I had the patience, I would try to see what was wrong, but I seriously don't have the patience. God damn it. Okay, so we fixed that thing. Was there something else we need to fix? Oh my god, I just want this stuff to work. You know what? I can just, let's drop, okay. I really want to get this done. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop the dialog, and we're just going to create like a div that's covering the whole thing. Let's see, so we're not going to do that. We're going to create a div, or like an overlay. Let's call it message overlay, because now we have stitches here. So let's, is it coming from, oops, I want style from config. So we're going to have a style div, and it's going to be position fixed, top 0, left 0, width is 100 view width, height is 100 view height, and then opacity is like, yeah, so this can't have opacity, but we're going to display flex, align item center, justify content center. They're really smart about this. Modules, they put stuff into beta for a long time. So you get this natural, oh, it doesn't work. Okay, it's still a beta. I can't complain too much. It still makes me upset, but not as upset if I expected it to, like, if it wasn't a beta. By the way, it's amazing, like what they're doing at Modules, like treating open source as a product. That has inspired us at Code Sandbox as well. There's going to be quite a few releases from Code Sandbox with open source projects, which we actually treat as our products. Heavily inspired by Modules. They're doing a kick-ass job on that. Also, Next.js is of course amazing at doing that. And I guess Gatsby as well. But yeah, so we have like, well, around state management, we have some stuff. We have React Sandpack, which is pretty epic. It's like Code Sandbox in isolation. So you can just embed it in your site. This Excalidraw thing, we're going to make that open source. We just built something related to asynchronous management and canceling asynchronous stuff. That will probably be a small package. Yeah. Okay, so now we have the actual overlay, warning overlay. Let's call it warning overlay. And then we have running warning overlay. And then we have the actual thing, the actual like opacity thing, because we don't want the buttons to have opacity. So then we have opacity overlay, which is also a style div. We can, let's just copy this. And this can be absolute because it's inside the warning overlay, but it should take up the full thing. And then, yeah, let's do this first. Warning overlay. And then we have opacity overlay. Yeah, this is warning overlay. Hello. Oh, we need a color. Background color. Yeah, and then of course the opacity. There we go. Oh, did someone answer me? Oh yeah, so Pedro is one of the guys at modules. Actually, Pedro and I, we worked a lot together, like related to stitches. Because modules took over the project. He's amazing. Pedro is awesome. Yeah, let's continue on this thing and see if we can. Oh, so now, yeah, it took. Yeah, so what we need now, we need another thing here, which is the actual warning message container. Classic naming. This should also be. Yeah, I think we can just increase the set index on this because we want it to be centered, but we want it to be over the opacity overlay. Like if I were to do this now, the code is open source. Maybe it's a Vite thing, like the cache or something. And see if it helps. Okay, let's say button test. That's nice. The button is on top. Okay, cool. So what we want now is this looks like shit. Like having the whole thing. Anyways, let's try deleting the Vite. Where's the Vite cache? Where are you at, Vite cache? I thought, there we go. Okay, let's delete that. Let's bring back the dialogue. Where are we at? Okay, boop. No, still happens. Okay. But if there's like, that's the problem. Like maybe I can look at the yarn lock. So which version of React is it using? Ooh? Oh. React, if I search, who? Why isn't oh. React? Oh, god damn it. Stitches, React, types, React. Like, is anyone else using a different version of React? No, everybody's using that version of React. Anyways, so what we can say here is, well, we need more divs. Can't get enough divs. Button, keep my local version. Button update from server. You left the window in a dirty state. Not sure what you want to do. And this looks beautiful, right? You left the window in a dirty state. Okay. Ugly ass overlay. Okay, keep my local version, update from server. Should we make this look better? We probably should. I have no idea how to make this look better. Maybe we should make it like darker. God damn it. We don't have that much opacity. Like I could even do this. Wow. Can we even do this? Oh, this is interesting. Like I think the overlay needs to be a little bit set index 2 9999. There we go. You left the window in a dirty state. Cool. Maybe it doesn't have to be like dark. Maybe it can. It's better if it's actually white. Yeah, this is much better. Oh, this is nice. This actually looks almost good. So we need some styling for warning text styled. And this needs to be a div because the text needs to be like, and then warning button, and that can actually be a button. Cool. So the warning text, it needs some padding. So let's just give it some padding. It needs some font size. Let's give it some font size. Font weight, bold. I like that. Bold. And then the buttons. Let's give them some border radius. That's always nice. Let's also give this one some padding. 1 rem. Okay, warning text and warning button. Oops. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. And warning button should have a margin of 1 rem. Ooh. Keep my local version, update from server. I think we can make the text a little bit bigger here. Like 18 pixels or something. Ooh. Now we're getting somewhere. Maybe we should just keep it like this. Update from server, keep my local version. This is cool. Okay, I'm happy about this. Let's see. So what we need to do now, we need to allow, we need to tell it what we want to do. And if I remember correctly, we added a couple of new dispatches called refresh and continue. So if we were to do these dispatches, so keep my local version on click, that would be Excalidraw dispatch type continue, and then on click Excalidraw. One thing that I actually learned is that I don't think it makes that much sense now to have like a custom router. It makes actually more sense to have the React router, because now the data loading happens in a provider, underneath the route. And we're just complicating things, really, with having a state first router. So I'm going to change that as well. Okay, so now we have that thing, but we should actually check now if we are in the, what was it? Focus dirty state. Okay, let's try this. Boop. I want to get this pushed and I need to prepare for a meeting. Oh yeah, this is actually some internal stuff called sandbox. But yeah, it's a very high abstraction. So you got a little insight into some internal code names. Let's see. Slap in that. Okay, so let's see. Boop. Yeah, so we have to move away super quickly. And we go back. And now, so let's see, I'm going to try to move the text like way ahead there. So if I do, and then move back, and I do update from server, it should, how should we test this? Okay, let's open the second one. Cool. Yeah, so we're going to simulate this now. Yeah, so if I move this down now, it saves it. And then we're here, and I'm going to quickly move away and back. And I'm going to update from server. That's interesting. It doesn't actually move it back down. So we have focused dirty, we do refresh, we're focused, we get the data back. Is it because it actually... Now I'm very unsure what happened there. Okay, let's test this again. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm quite unsure what happened there. So when so we have change detected here. Edit, focus dirty, unfocus dirty. So we got dirty. Yeah, so it hasn't actually stored anything now. So when I update from server, I find this weird. Is it an Excalidraw? So if I refresh now, does it move away again? No, it stores it. How does it store? When does it store that? Okay, let's try again. By the way, where's the button? Oh yeah, of course I have the DevTools over it. Okay, so now I'm not doing any, like all the change detected. Like it's 1 second. I might not be fast enough. But I am fast enough because it moves to 30. I find this really weird. No, wait, here it is. Now it's still there. But when I do, but when I do update from server, and I refresh here, now it's moved back there. Okay, so something happens. So when I move from unfocus 30 to focus 30, yeah, that's okay. And then we do a refresh. Why does it get 3 refreshes? That's also weird. Maybe it's the DevTools. Anyways, we move into focused. Where we load Excalidraw. And then we have a loading success where we move into edit. Why doesn't this work? Like everything looks correct. But it might be that when I think it's related to when we get this update from the server, it might like be an older version. So we kind of have to remount Excalidraw, I think. I think that's the problem. Like we do get the actual update, but when we apply it, like we do update scene inside Excalidraw, like whenever we yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, because this is initial data. So what happens here is that oh god damn it. How do we make Excalidraw actually change? So we have this Excalidraw. Okay, this makes me very uncertain. Because we pass in whatever data we have, but at some point we actually want to... So the thing is like, wow, this is going to be tricky to express. I think we have to express to Excalidraw that like it doesn't really have a good concept of initial state and updated state or data. It just has initial data and you can't really change that initial data. It just ignores it as long as it's mounted. And then you have this update scene method. Yeah, that's what's happening. Like we're getting the new data from the server, but it doesn't matter because we pass it as initial data down to the Excalidraw canvas and it doesn't do anything about that. There's no like value here. Like it's not like a proper React component unless it's possible to do that. Props, initial data. You can't like, it should have been data and that would kind of just keep things in sync, but I don't think it works because Excalidraw, fun enough, isn't immutable, which probably is a performance thing, which means that it's not able to figure out if the data has actually changed effectively. And that makes things way harder for us. So we need a way to express that we actually yeah, we actually need a way to express that we we kind of want to remount Excalidraw. Well, okay, this is interesting. So what we can do is when we... Oh, this is interesting. I think we can get around this quite easily. Yeah. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We will not have it here. We will not allow focus dirty inside here, but we will rather render it here. Because now we're unmounting Excalidraw, right? So when we load it up again and we mount Excalidraw, it will initialize with the data from the server. That's a quick fix. Let's move this down. Yeah, and it's perfectly okay. We don't need like this opacity overlay now. Yeah, this is nice. Let's just do this. It doesn't even need to be like fixed or anything. Okay, we don't even need Z index. Okay, I think this is a good way to solve it. Let's have a look-see. Okay, so now the container is there. I'm moving it down. Let's boop. So you left the window in a dirty state, and now we update from server. What the fuck? I don't understand this. So we went from focus dirty into a focus state where we actually load from Excalidraw. And we even got initialized canvas. It's as if it's saving somewhere here. Is it because I'm not fast enough? Like there's a 1 second. Oh, I think this is, yeah. Sorry, it's my bad. I think this was the right move anyways, because we won't be able to update the data. So we did discover something, but it's a 1 second, I think. No, wait, this is, so we're loading, loaded, edit, dirty, syncing, edit. So if I move this, okay, so we have some change detected. I move it, let's move out and back. Focus dirty. So we have not saved anything to the server here now. When I update from the server, it's still the same. Is it? Wait a minute. No. Okay, I don't understand this. What the hell is happening here? Okay, let's refresh here. Update from server. Okay, so now it's way over there. Cool. Now I'm moving it down here, but I'm moving away. So it's still up there on the server, right? I haven't saved anything. But when I go back here and I say update from server, which downloads a full Excalidraw again from the server, it remounts Excalidraw. It's back there. How the hell can it be? And when I now open it, this makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. I'm doing a refresh. It's running load Excalidraw. Maybe did I do something wrong in the logic? Let's see. So when we are focused, we load Excalidraw. It makes absolutely no sense. Because I'm moving it, I'm refreshing, I'm seeing that it's not changed in the database. When I move back here, nothing happens until I click the button. Or did something happen before I... Change detected. Focus. No. What is happening here? Okay, I'm going to test one more thing. So if I do this, I move it up here, back, I refresh, and it's back there. So it's when I click the button, it somehow... So if I do this, move back, update from server, focused, and it initializes the canvas again. Wait a minute, what about this change detected? Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what it is. Oh yeah, I know what it is. It's Excalidraw. It's really tricky because when... Let's see here again. So the thing is, like, when we are focused dirty, we have this warning overlay. But what we need to do is that when we don't actually want the focus here either. When we're focused, we rather want that to be expressed as this thing. Because we don't actually want to load Excalidraw until we have the actual new data. That's the thing. So while we are focused, and that means that it's updating, we want to show the spinner again, and we only show Excalidraw again when we're actually back in an edit state. That's the thing. I'm pretty confident. So let's move it back. Update from server. Yes, there it worked. Solved it. Yeah, that's tricky. Like, this would be way more predictable if Excalidraw actually had a value which always represented the content. But since it's not immutable, that's like not possible to do. And then the question is, why isn't it immutable when it's a React application? Only thing I can imagine is performance. Yeah, performance. Okay, cool. So now this is working. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. So now... Oh, this is interesting. Oh, goddamn. This, like, user experience wise, this is not good. Because now we show that spinner whenever you move back, even if it's not dirty. But the thing is, we kind of have to do it because we have to remount Excalidraw whenever you move. Yeah, let me just check my calendar. I just have to make sure I'm not missing the meeting. the thing is we have to remount Excalidraw every time we want to force a data update. There's no way for us to do it with the same instance of Excalidraw, which is just, ugh. That's such a horrible limitation to have. Yeah, it's 10:30. How are we going to solve that? Because the experience I want is that if you move into focused, like it was not, like it was just unfocused, it wasn't dirty, it was just unfocused, then I don't want to show the spinner, but I still want to remount Excalidraw. Yeah, this causes a lot of complications. So what I could do is on focused, we would have Excalidraw in the background, but somehow we would remount it. Like, because we can just use a key on this Excalidraw canvas. The problem is that when do we actually change that key? We can't change it on every load, for example. We can't change it, like we can't check the version either, because the version changes all the time. How do we like? So I guess the only thing now is like when you move back, it actually loads. It's not too bad. Maybe let's say I think we're going to let it be for now. It's not that bad that it has that spinner. Like it loads pretty fast. Well, I'm on an insanely fast connection, but yeah, we're making this for developers and they are typically on fast connections, and like that tiny fraction isn't that big of a deal, I think. Okay, I think we're going to push this now. I'm happy about this. Wow, that's quite a bit of changes. Did we work on a branch? Are we on a branch? How do I check what branch I'm on? On branch visibility change. Git and done. That's how we do commit messages. And I guess, yeah, we'll just merge this into main. Git merge visibility change. And then we'll push that. And then we do a deploy. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. But yeah, I'm super happy about this code base. It's really fascinating.